Hello and welcome to the quick soul and Sanji guide for OP13. First, I'm going to show you the deck list and some combos and the matchups. And yeah, let's start with the deck list. So we're starting off with the leader, Perona, Searcher, Vanderdechen. He's just for the Fishman engine. He's important for the Ace matchup in Zabo. Then we have Koshiro, he's important against everything. To cost blocker, you can bounce. And important against Emu for a mass. Then 4 times Tashigi, the same as for Koshiro, but this can also um, protect from Yozu, and it's a 2k, so we want to play a lot of 2ks in this deck, so she's really good. Then for Mihawk, he's the combo starter, he's the bread and butter from the deck. Then some Fishman 2Ks, 3 Arlongs for the Zoro matchup because the lead Zoro can't attack. So even the restand even doesn't help them if you Arlong them. Then one of this guy, uh, it's just a flex spot. You can put in whatever you want. Another 2k. I just tested at the moment. 4 times 4 cost Solo. It's the same as in Solo. It's just a good combo piece. And the thing against Emo is really important because he restands. So if they try to starve you, you can't really starve that Solo, and you have enough protection so they can mass it. Then another 2k, 4 times. Double attack Luffy, on play, he withstand 4 dons. So he's just really aggressive. Against Zoro, he's important because Zoro, a lot of the time, has not that many counters, so you can just rush them down if you know they would finish you the next turn. And against Emu is also really good. Another thing with this deck is if your opponent is 2 life, you can attack with him, and if they protect, you can just swing 6, and they have to take the 6 because then you restand the Luffy, and they would just throw away a counter for nothing, which helps the math a lot. So I really like him. Some only plays 2, some play none. I love this Luffy, and so I play 4. 2 times Cody Jones. Normally, I thought the Deadman's game was better, but because of the Fishman package, he's in, and I really like him because sometimes you don't have the mass protection, and then he's another big body. You can even bounce him with leader ability and then use him the next turn. And yeah, then 3 times Vivi, just for card advantage. The deck struggles a lot against Argo and not having enough counter, which is why I played 15 2Ks. The one Gion, another Venom 2K. I like her because it's a Mihawk target, slash, and 2K. When putting, you can play 2. Yeah, just so it's in the deck. For Tank Cavendish, one of the best cards in the deck, or 2 discard 1 when attacking once per turn. 4 cost 6k. She swing hard and you get card advantage. Plus 2 Deadman's Game. Not so bad either. So I hope you can see now. Yes, perfect. So this are a few combos. And yeah, so first we're gonna start with the 3 cost normal combo that everyone, I think, knows by now. And yeah, this is really strong. And this board established a lot because then the next turn you can swing 5 with Mihawk, then 5 with Sorrow, the ability bounce Mihawk, you have another 2K, and then swing against with Sorrow. Then for the 4 cost combo, it's simply the same. Just so you can play the baby then and draw 2 cards. And yeah, another thing you want to know is also, oops, return to Don deck. Sorry, this client is really weird, but I didn't find something better. If you have 5 Don, for the going first, you see the drill. It's always the same. So, whoops. Then you have 4. You can even play out the 4 cost. And yeah, most of the time, this is important even if you have 6 stone, because then you also have the leader ability active. But these are little combos. You can also always extend on your 6 stone turns. This is Luffy, it's 6 or 7 stone turns, and then oops. It's just the same like the 4 cost. 4 stone combo, just with a bigger body. So there is that. The next we're gonna go with some matchups. A second. Oops. And I think you see now. Yes. Okay. So this is the solo matchup. Sorry, I didn't start recording at the beginning. Important for the solo matchup is that you have here the holy, not holy chance, whatever. Alon, because Alon can freeze the leader. You want to activate the Alon here. Like that's why you want to go first, because now on your 5 turn turn, you can Alon the opponent leader, and he can't play out his Tashibi, or in this case even Lord Tashi. I mean, he can, but he can't swing 8-8, and you are well protected. And if your opponent don't open so good, like my opponent here, you even some you even on 3 life after the 6 on turn against Sorrow. This is really important because then you can wait a turn and then Along again. It's important to know that Along only blocked Wested leader, not active. You're gonna learn this art where probably I had to at least. And yeah, just 6 wing. You don't want to bounce casual because you don't get any advantage. Next turn you want to bounce him and then swing with Arlong again. Sadly, we have to counter this one with a 2k, but yeah, that's not much he can do in this position. I'm probably gonna take this. Yes. Sadly, another brick. Don't want to see two Cavendish, especially not against Sauer. And yeah, his turn was good, but again, not that pressure you know from Sauer at his 6 turns. And now I even can go for board a bit. I don't know why he protected this, because there's no way he can protect the Mihawk. I thought for a second if I should go with the Adam, because then he can go for it, but next one he can play Tashi anyway, so it wouldn't matter anyway, and that way I have another 6k swing. I always tend to swing lower because you just want to get rid of the 2ks. I think that's so weakness and something you need to utilize in this matchup, especially with the Luffy. You want to clear out the 2ks. So he needs to 2k 1k to counter out the double attack, which sometimes they can't. Yeah, this is hard, but whatever. Luckily, he, for some reason, attacked first with 5, and yeah. Now, he is, he's a 3 life and 3 cards in hand, and it's so the probability that there are not many 2Ks or a lot of events is pretty high. Here's the thing, if he counters again, I can just swing 6/6, and you kinda have to take it, so he can't really counter it out. I mean, in this case, it actually would be good, but you simply couldn't counter it out, so whatever. Now we can just swing 7, and then 8/8. I thought on 7/9, but 8/8 is, I think it's a matchup better. He even hit the 1k, but that doesn't matter because he even got the 2k, but 2 non-counters. Then we're going to the Sabo matchup. And this time, I even have window footage of me. This guy, that's me. Yeah, it was a Store Treasure Cup first one. So, whoops, sorry. Oh, yeah. What's important in the Zabo matchup? You want to go second. Uh, Pretty much self-explanatory. Zabo has the best second curve, so you want to steal it from him. And also, the problem card in this matchup is Hack, the 4 cost, because you can shoot all your characters except for the Luffy. So also here the Toshiro is really important, and the Thunderdecken, because you need to control the board with Thunderdecken, so you can just KO the 6 for Sabo for free, or for one hand card in hand, which is pretty much for free. And you can always bounce the Thunderdecken with leader ability. Yeah, the good thing going second is also on your 6 turn, they are still at 4 life. And yeah, you don't need to see a lot of shuffling. Yeah, he starts, stayed perfectly. Dragon which mean for me, okay, I need to be careful in the later game. You can out the dragon pretty much with Arlong. So if you Arlong the leader, then he don't get the advantage of dragon and he has to push a one cost. So that's also something you need to know about the matchup. If you need to go first, it's pretty much the same as going second. So it's not that much different. It's just you are one turn behind, but you have one more turn for leader ability. So yeah, what we saw here. I set the Mihawk, so I have the combo for the next turn. We played out a Bello Betty, and there he is, Huck, the bad guy for the matchup. But luckily, he can't summon it yet. You want to take the first life, so you have more probability to get your combo started. There's a Mihawk combo, and I don't even know what I also had. I had nothing. Yeah. I didn't have Tashigi or Vivi. So it's just 4 and 5. I swing there with 5 even if I put with 6, simply because every counters I'm more than fine with that. So yeah, here's the 6 cost tower, but you already see I established quite a board and he can just start now to play actually. Uh, not even with the 6 cost tower, just with the 4 Cossack. And yeah. I don't know why he didn't put the Dawn on the leader. Maybe he forgot. I probably would, but it wouldn't change that much, I think. Because I had a great head start. Yeah, reading for the opponents, the leader ability can be a bit complicated. So you can both the 2 cost and then restand something with 7 or less. Yeah, we did talk about the leader ability just now. But it is what it is. So here we see the OP Luffy 6 cost, just or more 2 cost, 6 cost with double attack. Yeah, and here I gonna play the Tashigi to put on the pressure because now I can swing 5, 6, 5 and have another 2k in hand. I would play it a bit differently if we would have put the Don on the leader. But yeah, clearing something is not relevant at all to clear the one cost, but better safe than sorry. Yeah, and he thinks because he wants to hug, but he can't really hug. Oh, the Tashigan. And then he has to clean the Tashiga of the leader. And 7 on 4, I can even protect it. So, I mean, whatever you can, of course, kill the Tashiga anyways. But still, he then wouldn't have a blocker for the future. So he needs to counter out again. So we restand, so you can't go for board. And yeah, and now he's at 7, he still can't play out this 8 cause he's so much behind. He only has 2 blockers that just stand there. Okay, 6k leader, but you already see he's at 3 life. I have 2 attackers and 1 protection. And I already had Thunderdefen with combo, so I know if he blocks, he just dead because he can't go that quickly. Yeah, I'm gonna speed up the turn a bit. Yeah. Here you want to swing with 6. You always want to swing low because you can withstand Luffy, and I want to bait out the Azabo anyways. Because sometimes they don't expect Thunder Defen because it's just a rogue strategy not everyone knows about. No, really, so even I don't have the Along, so I need to protect myself for a Dragon Rush, not this turn, but the turn after. And just so I can protect my 6 cost a tiny bit better. And yeah. Oh no, I didn't have the Thunder Defen that turn. Or did I? Oh no. Oh no, I had, I think, but he took. No, I swing with 8. And here's the thing, you kinda had to block with that because it can go on 0 life at this point. Coastal Gold Roger, I don't care. I just quickly read if he had any protection whatsoever, but no. Only 8 cost, and cost doesn't matter for Thunder Death, and you can literally kill any rest character, even 10 cost Whitebeard against Ace. So he's at 9, but you always see only has 1 character, so yeah, it's more desperate. It's still important to play this correctly, because if you try to go for the kill, and we already know he has the dragon, you even can die on 3 lives. So it's important to swing low again, so at some point he have to block with the Sabo. We want to force him to block the Sabo. So Redemption skill can't even activate the event. I go here with 8. Normally I always taught you 7 and then you can 2 times double attack, but he already is at 2 life and has low hand size, and I have another attacker. So my thought were if I go for 8, he need to discard 2, and he already had to discard a lot of 2Ks. And we know that 1 card is a brick, and another is probably uh, the event which you can activate. So we know 2 bricks, and you need to have one 2K, one 1K, and then I can swing with 6 or even 5 just for the look. Then yeah, with 6, and then again with 6 or 7, and then 7, and so on. Yeah, 6 and whatever. Yeah, here we even see the alarm. Don't even know if I played, but I think I took the alarm just to have a target for the Thunderdeckel. Here's the thing about the Thunderdeckel with them. So 2K, so I could have go for 8, but I wanted to be sure not to die. And he only had 3 swings because I would then Thunderdeckel his Sabo, so better safe than sorry in this case. And he had 4 bricks. So I had some counters. Maybe I should have gone for them because I just didn't have so many counters, but 1 2K would have been enough. Or maybe not, but whatever. Yeah, maybe go for it. Maybe it was a mistake. Whatever. But I hope you understand now how the matchup works. If you're going first, it's a lot harder. Uh, there you want to go Mihawk into Cavendish because on their 4 turn they're still at 4, and even if they all put the dawn on the leader to clear the Cavendish, you just need 2K, 1K with most of the time you have. And he or she can't play any 1-cost character out in the turn and need a lot more to do. He or she wants to play out the hack on 4. So the Mihawk is a card you want to see, and some kind of protection like Koshiro or Tashigi that you can play out on 5. So I would Malik on either the Mihawk with a valid target and optimally some kind of protection for the hack. That's the Sabo matchup, but not that popular for deck anyways, so not that important. A really popular deck in this format, however, is this one. Emu, yeah, sorry, I think he didn't play that great. Yeah, I think I don't have to explain why I Malik that hand. And honestly, I think the start wasn't that good either. Either. Yeah, I can only pick the possible. I could go for the Deadman's game for the late game because I don't have something now. But the blocker was more important for me at that point on because I only need one Holy or one Deadman's game in the future. And sometimes not even that. Yeah, whatever, emo stuff. Yeah, swing and An important thing here is to understand you want to play this out if you can protect it. You want to go, if you go first against Emo, you want to see 2Ks to protect your Mihawk target if you play the Mihawk. He or she did a misplan with playing the turn here. It's not that bad because he or she established something, but my opponent could have swung with 9, but then my opponent also wouldn't have wouldn't have the third shot. It's great for me anyway, and I have the earlier aggression, but I only would have 2 cards in that. Most of the time I would play this Mihawk anyway, even if you don't have protection, but it depends on your hand. If you're only a focus, and if it's like a 5k focus, you don't want to risk it. If you have a Vivi, you then want to play also Vivi just to get 2 more cards, which then can help. But yeah. Another Cavendish is something you don't want to see, you only want to see him once, but it is what it is. At least you can deal with the other one. Now, why I don't play the Cavendish out here is because next turn he's at 6, and I don't want to run into his mass, and I can almost guarantee you he has mass. I think Koshiro, I played Tashigi here, so I have 2 protections if he has 2 masses on the 8 cost turn. And in this turn I have enough dons, but if I get some combo piece next turn, I need to be really careful with the don, so I want to play out this recourse here instead of the next turn. Yeah, the only problem now is he can go for the Alon with swings. Maybe I should just restand him and let him go on my life instead, but I also would have needed to protect the second hit, which wouldn't be great anyways, and he goes for life anyway, so yeah, thank you. Took another 2k, which isn't that unsurprising because, like I said, you play 15. Another Mihawk. I think that's like all the Mihawks. Have 3. I go for board here, so he can pressure my board later, and I know he needs the blocker for the future. At this turn, you normally want to see a 6-cost Luffy. I sadly didn't have him, so I just want to establish the board a bit. I don't know what's happening here. My opponents took, and yeah, now the pressure for the second mass. The Rush character here would be brutal, to be honest. But the second mass as expected. 8k swing, can just. I thought on 2k 1k, but 2k 2k is better because I don't see a play other than to play Vivi next turn. Now, start of your turn, you of course want to start with the Cavendish so you know what kind of combo pieces you have. And hey, look, finally the Luffy, which is so damn important. Reason 4. No, we could have won a lot, but I thought this was a bit safer because if he would go for game, he could have a really big chance. So you kind of needed to play that really. And I tried to get another push rope, which would help a lot against the tank cost turn. Oh no, I just thinking a lot. Yeah, this matchup Ado is not that good. You sometimes want to guarantee not dying. Or in the early, Ado is really good if you go first, Mihawk, Cavendish, and they go with 9 in your Cavendish and you 2k 2k, and then you Alum them because then all your characters are pretty much more or less safe for the next turn, except for, of course, the most broken card in the game called Mars. Yeah, I could have swung with Corona, but why? I more or less have the kill next turn. And sadly, maybe I should have took the Deathmatch Ring because no, I don't have one. And sadly, I drew into another West character. Yeah, I had to let it die here and take this one. This was a really lucky trigger, to be honest. But yeah, Arno has a trigger he can West 4 cost, which, except for this scenario, never comes up. But yeah. So we could go for game here, but in my opinion, I don't have an event. And I think my hand is so packed that I can survive some hits here. Of course, you always need to calculate if you actually survive this. The thing here is just, it wouldn't matter that much. Maybe this was a misplay because, nah, you could have gone for the board and then I would have nothing. So, if I don't guarantee killing here, you shouldn't risk it if you guarantee can block. We stand. You could play out the solo, but why? No, I thought I could go 7-7, but yeah. I just want to make sure that one goes away. And the 5k swing with Corona just for the swag. And now he have to try to go for game. But I think it's enough. So 2k, 2k, 1k. I calculated and we even survived the big hit. And yeah, another counter, so for some reason I think she split it. We're just gonna wait a bit. My opponent's thinks, but it doesn't matter honestly at this point. And this is how you win against Emu going first with the stick. Even if you don't have a perfect hit. This one I don't know why my opponent does this, but it's whatever. This was just stupid of me. I just needed to swing because I have guarantee more or less. But I wanted to find the Deadman's game, which I didn't. But yeah. Don't play off the BB just to get one card. It's not worth it. 6 years, so if you counter one out, it's guaranteed anyways. And yeah. And now we can swing 7. And yeah. I could have lost if my pawn had a 2 but only because I misplayed with the really. And that's that matchup. So the last and final matchup is the one I do the most quickest. Oops. Sadly, I don't have a video for it, but I can explain you the ace matchup. Ace is by far the worst matchup, especially if you're going first. You always want to go second because a second curve is really good and your second curve is decent against ace. What do you want to do against ace? Ace always establish a lot of hand cards, so if you mulligan and see if you see a pudding and halfway decent card, want to keep it. You want to see Tashigi for the user. Uh, this one is also decent because it can't be removed by user. Some rush for the later kill. The only card that does something against ace having multiple of this card is really important. So if you have Cavendish in this matchup and you get 2 Luffy, don't always trash the non-counter Luffy just for the counter. Because 2 is really important because they have so much counter. Yeah, fun addition, of course, an MVP, you bait out their 10 cost and then 2 cost too. But it's really hard because they swing a lot and it's the biggest problem. Also, their 10 cost a white beard can kill your Kushiro, which is really bad. The 6k leader is also not optimal. You would think because Don X1, but you need to understand in order to actually use this ability against a 6k leader, you already have to invest 2 Dons, one on your leader and one on your character. It's pretty rough, but you can when going second and sometimes even going first, of course. The Mihawk to get a bit tempo. In the mid game, Arlong is also really strong, or even in the early, so you can't go for life anyway. And yeah. Yeah. Whoops. I hope I explain everything quite well. I think for a second. Yeah, so to wrap up the matchup guide against Zabo, you want to go second. You want to see your Kushiro to out the hack. You want to swing a law to bait out the Zabo for your Thunderdechen. And you need to look forward or for out for Dragon and Big Swings. Going first against Zabo, you want to see a Mihawk and also Kushiro. You need to high roll a bit, in my opinion, so I would Malik on the Mihawk to get a good combo. And then everything like if you go second, but one turn more or less behind, but then with one more done at least. Yeah, against Zoro, you want to go first, so you can along them on your 5 turn, so they can Tashiri or law you. You want to Madik on Along or just a great tail like Mihawk plus Cavendish or some good combo pieces. Yeah, but optimally you want to go first against Zoro. You always need to look forward for that man's game or withstand event like anything against Zoro. And have in mind they play a lot of non-counter. So even if it looks desperate, sometimes you get the kill, especially with a double attacker that you can withstand. Yeah, I think as I already explained to you, you want to go second, you want to look for Tashiri to out Yuzu, and yeah, also Luffy here is important because it can. Uh, they don't want to go on zero life because of the I'm Whitebeard event and the sets. Then against Emu, you want to go second because it's Emu. Emu second curve is too good. I didn't explain to you what to do. Don't think, but this pretty self-explanatory against Emu. You also wanted to see a pushable. You don't need the Mihawk Hunter as much as you need going first. You just need to have some kind of turf, honestly. Koshiro is really important at Shashiri because even on 7 down, Mars is really strong. If you go second, I even would say you play a bit slower, like withstand your character and not attack with them if they try to starve you. Uh, and yeah, also always have one of these 4 in the hand for the tendon turn. And you want to take life if they go for life. So yeah, that's the immoral second. Yeah, first I also already explained. I think that's it. There's a lot more to explain. So of course, ask questions and I will answer them if you have any question of any matchup. Thanks for listening and I hope you enjoy this little guide.